You see a ride pop up on Trip Radar and you click match right away. You think speed wins. My friends, that is exactly what Uber algorithm wants you to do, and it's a trap. Today, we are exposing Uber's Trip Radar. I'm going to show you why the fastest fingers often make the least amount of money, and also teach you the 3-second rule. It's an easy way to scan and filter out the noise on Trip Radar and all the badges and decorations that Uber tries to confuse you with. And it tells you instantly if this is a hell yeah ride or a hell no ride. Welcome to Mastering the Rideshare Game. This is episode 8.
rideXserve.
Chapter 1. The Trap of Too Much Information. Why does Uber show you 10 to 15 different pieces of information that disappear in seconds? They call it transparency. I call it confusion. When you are driving, your brain cannot process 10 to 15 different things. You see exclusive. You see verified. You see 5% advantage included. This is designed to create decision paralysis. When you get overwhelmed, you revert to instinct. And for most drivers, instinct is fear of missing out, so you click match or accept and take that shitty ride. To beat Uber algorithm, we need to stop reading and learn and train our mind to start scanning. We are going to delete 80% of that information and condense it down to just 3 things you need to know in order to pay your bills. If you feel panic when the request beeps, turn your phone volume down. That sound is engineered to spike your adrenaline and make you stop thinking. Lower the volume and raise your focus. Later in the video, I'll give you a bunch of examples that will teach you exactly what I'm talking about. So, if we ignore the shiny badges, what is the first number or first set of information that your eyes need to lock in on in order to make a good decision? Chapter 2. Step 1. The profit signal, price and miles. What is the most important number that lets you know instinctly if a ride is worth taking? The first second of your scan is only for one thing: the math. You look at the dollar amount and you look at the total miles. Uber tries to hide the total miles by splitting it into pickup and trip distance. You need to look at the total picture, which basically means you need to look at the pickup distance and the total distance for the ride. Add those two numbers together and you will basically get the total distance. My rule is simple. The dollar amount for the ride must be greater than the miles. If the fare is $20, then the mileage needs to be less than 20 miles. If the miles are greater and the amount of money you're making is less, then you don't need to stress out and you can just relax, because there's a good chance you're probably just gonna pass on this ride. It's not $1 per mile. Memorize this. Money beats miles every time. This is your gut check rule. Let's look at this $19 offer. Uncle Fuber sees 28 miles for $19. That is roughly 70 cents a mile. This is an instant decline. A hell no, Fuber. Even if the passenger is the Pope, I say hell no. You know why? The math does not add up. The IRS deduction rate for 2025 is 70 cents a mile. This ride roughly pays 70 cents a mile. That means on paper, you are making 0 profit per mile. But what if the money looks good and the math so far on the ride is correct? That brings us to the second scan. Even if the money is correct, what if it takes you to a bad location? Chapter 3. Step 2. The destination check. The compass. Why is a $30 ride to the suburbs, sometimes worse than a $15 ride to downtown. Step 2 is looking at the end zone. So the second part and the second of your scan is you're going to look at the drop-off location. You need to know where you are going to end up before you even start the ride. It doesn't matter if a ride is even paying you $2 a mile, because if you end up 20 miles away from another location where you can possibly get a ride, this is a bad drop-off location. Deadhead driving kills you hourly faster than bad traffic. I look at the map pin or the city name. Personally, I prefer looking at the city name and reading that versus making my eyes go to the pin location, because then it's hard to come down and find it. If it takes me to a place where instantly the possibility of me getting another ride is good, then I will continue and keep looking at rest of the offer. If the ride is taking me to the middle of nowhere, desert, bad neighborhood, then the money needs to be double in order to make it worth my while. It needs to be a unicorn ride in order for me to go to a bad location. Amateurs look at the pickup to see where the money is. Pros look at the drop-off to see where the money will be. Treat every drop-off as your next pickup. Bottom line, don't end up somewhere in a location where it's going to be hard for you to pick up somebody else. By the way, every day I get emails from sponsors that are asking me to sell their gadgets. I always say no, because I don't sell distractions. My goal is to sell freedom. I refuse to waste your money on things that will not help you. The main thing I promote is your exit strategy. Start Your Own Rideshare Business is a course that I created. It's the first link in the description. If you are ready to be your own boss and stop being a slave to Uber and Lyft, check out the link in the description. Now you know the price is right and the destination is safe. But there's still one more trap that can screw everything over, like Screwber, before you even pick up the passenger. Chapter 4, Step 3, the time trap. Pickup logistics. The third second of your scan is for the pickup time and distance. As far as I know, in most of the markets, you as a driver are not getting paid to go pick up the passenger. That's unpaid labor. If the offer says $10, but you gotta drive 15 minutes away to pick up the passenger, that's 15 minutes of your life wasted for Fuber. My personal rule is very simple. If the ride is around 7 minutes or 3 miles away, most likely I will take it if the numbers are correct. If it is longer than that, then the fare needs to justify the cost of driving further away and wasting my own precious personal time. Let's look at this Trip Radar Fuber offer. The pickup is 13 minutes and 4 miles. The trip time is around an hour, around 41 miles. For an estimated income of $36, because you know that number also changes. Later in the video, I'll let you know why I actually ended up taking this ride, even though it had a high time and high miles from where I am, and I broke my own rule, but that's later. Never accept a losing offer hoping a tip will fix the math. If the upfront numbers don't make sense, the ride is a loss. Hit decline. I would love to know, how do you spot a bad ride instantly? Do you have a mental rule or a golden rule or a shortcut that helps you out? Drop it in the comments. Not only will you help me out because I might learn something new, but it will definitely help out the other drivers. Next, I'm gonna drop you some offers and we're gonna practice. Feel free to pause the video in order to learn what I'm trying to teach you. It's all about learning the scan in 3 quick steps. Chapter 5, the 3-second test drive. 2 more things before we do the test drive. The rider's rating is definitely important and you want to take a glance at it. 4.85 or higher, I always accept the ride. The ride type is also important. Let's say the money is good, the drop-off distance is correct, and the pickup location and time is correct. The first three things work out. I'm most likely going to take the ride, even if it's UberX and I drive for UberXL. It doesn't matter, because the first three things worked out. I'm probably going to take the ride. Number 1, scan top left at the price and add the miles. If the money is more than the miles, then continue. In this particular example, $22 for 15 miles is very good, so I will move on to the next step. Number 2, scan the drop-off location, city, and the total time for the ride. If the money is half the time, then continue. In this particular example, $22 for around 40 minutes is correct. This is good, so I will continue. Number 3, scan the pickup time and distance. Is it under 7 minutes? And is it under 3 miles? In this example, that is correct. So 99%, I will take this ride at this point. Number 4, optional, scan the rating and the ride type. It's a good idea to scan the rating and the ride type just so you know what you're getting into. Most of the time, what I taught you, I can do bam, bam in a few seconds, very quickly. All the other information that pops up in Trip Radar, I have trained my mind and my eye to completely ignore, and these are the things that I focus on. Now it's time to practice. I'm going to show you a few screenshots, give you 5 seconds. Feel free to pause it if you need more time, and let's see. Will you take the ride or will you pass on it? $22 for around 40 minutes and 15 miles. 99.9%. I will take this ride because the math is correct. This ride is identical to the last screenshot that I showed you. $16 for 48 minutes. Maybe the ride will take an hour. No, thank you. And this is the trap that I was talking to you about at the end of chapter 1. $36 for around 1 hour and 20 minutes plus 45 miles. This is the one that I showed you earlier and I said I will tell you. Well, I actually ended up taking this ride, but the math is off. But the reason why I took this ride is because I was at home. I had the app on. It was a Friday around 1:30 p.m. Taking $36, going against the traffic, ending up in Los Angeles at around 2:30, 3 o'clock, where traffic is going to be prime time and I can easily pick up more people. That is the reason why I took it. $12 for 35 minutes and 11 miles. The math is incorrect. Most likely I will pass on this ride. This is paying around $20 an hour. I prefer the math to minimum be around $30 an hour, ideally $60 an hour. $36 for around 1 hour and 13 minutes, but 22 miles. I actually took this ride because the numbers were correct, plus where I ended up, the location was good, and it only took me 59 minutes. You can always take 4 $9 rides to make $36, which will definitely take you longer than an hour and 13 minutes. Generally, if I see a ride around 30, 35 or more, most of the time I end up taking it. If you can do what I just taught you in this video very quickly in 1, 2, 3 seconds, then basically you're not going to be a slave to Uber and Lyft's algorithm, and in fact you're going to be driving like a business owner. That was the stress test. Let me simplify this for you a little bit more. I've made a simple graphic which I'm going to share with you next. This will keep you safe from bad Fuber Scruber offers. Summary and what's next. The 3-second decision rule saves you from the traps. Feel free to take a screenshot of this graphic. Number 1, upfront fare, dollar versus miles. Number 2, drop-off location. Are you going to a dead zone? Number 3, pickup location. Is the unpaid time too long? Remember to glance at the rating and the ride type. Anything else on the screen is just crap. Ignore it. We stripped away around 10 to 15 distractions that they show you and simplified it to just 3 things that you need to pay attention to. Now the algorithms cannot trick you. Once you master these, because it's going to require a little bit of practice, you will feel less stress and it'll be very easy for you to take a ride from a trip radar offer or an accept offer. Basically, the anxiety will go away, the depression will go away, and you can just relax because you know the exact 3 things you're looking for. In the next video, I will be talking about hacks to beat the Uber algorithm in 2026 because I made a similar video to this last year. It's like the #1 most popular video on my YouTube channel. So I'm gonna look at that video and see, do those 9 hacks still work or do they not work? And then I'll throw in some new ones for you. Watch this video right here. It's gonna help you move in the right direction. If you haven't already subscribed, consider doing that, liking, commenting, and being a part of this community. You know, almost every single comment that comes, I respond to it. Thank you for watching,